Hey, I have these open sores, let's bone.
Feel like a brand new person.
What's up? It's me, it's Kayla. I'm gonna make another HS video because I saw a comment the other day and it inspired me to talk about how I deal with sex and having HS. I've had HS for a while, I've been having sex for a while, and I've kind of I don't know, have a method that I use on everyone that I sleep with, and so I just wanted to share with you. Don't mind if I spark up. I'm in a lot of pain still. I am still having a flare-up. It kind of went away quickly, the one that I last told you about, and then I had another accidental flare-up. I cooked a dinner for one of my friends for their birthday with Sway, and there was just something in it that I couldn't have, so no big deal. But I will tell you, now that I've been using the Vicks thing, my flare-ups are so short. As soon as it's a lump, spread that Vicks Vapor Rub on it, and then the next day it's doing its thing. Okay, it's not the time to burn a hole in my sheets. So you're probably watching this video because you have HS, so you know how it feels to just be embarrassed and grossed out and disgusted and kind of just insecure about how people will approach it. Now, I will tell you that I've never had someone that was ill, you have this, I'm out. But I think it's because I go about it a certain way, and also I just don't tend to date any more assholes. If someone runs the other way screaming because of your HS, you didn't need to be with them anyway. I'm sure the dick was gonna be lame. I'm sure you wouldn't have had a good time, so let them go along. So I have two big tips that I think have helped me a lot, and it's just been so easy and effortless, and I don't feel embarrassed when I do these things. So the first thing I do is, one, just to make sure that everything is bandaged and clean. So that means if you're going out on a date, bring your whole first aid kit with you in your purse or in your bag. If you need to in the middle of the date, go and clean up and put on new bandages and do all of that. That's perfect. I know that, sometimes your sores need air, but when you're dealing with sex and someone new, you're gonna want to just keep everything contained. People are still gonna know that you have owies or boo-boos because of the bandages, and that's also a good way for people to be a little bit more gentle in those spots. But I 100% make sure that I'm staying on top of bandaging and cleaning and all of that stuff. That seems kind of a given, but people aren't going to be grossed out having sex with you if the things are covered. Now, the deeper into the relationship you are with this person, or the more comfortable you are with them, maybe you're not always bandaged, that's okay. People don't realize that this isn't contagious, you're not going to catch this isn't dangerous for you, and after a while they'll understand that. But right off the bat, it's kind of a hard thing to digest. Hey, I have these open sores, let's bone. You need to bandage those babies up. And then the second thing that I do that is the most important is that in the moment, I kind of show them, I guide them with my hand to kind of show them what happens to me and what's going on, and just to warn them. So I do make it a point to tell everyone that I have HS. Almost everyone I've been on a date with knows that I can't eat a lot of things, and I always tell them I can't have nightshades because I have this autoimmune disease, or I have this autoinflammatory disease, or this chronic pain disease. I just say whatever in the moment, honestly, but I don't eat nightshades because I have this thing. So people already know beforehand that I have this thing. The second time that I bring it up and the last time that I bring it up is right before we're in the moment. So when you're rubbing or petting or kissing or touching of any of that kind, I always use this moment to say, oh, I have a little band-aid on my armpit, or I have a little spot right here. It doesn't really hurt, just wanted to let you know. Sometimes it's way more casual than that. I'm just I'm wearing a band-aid on my armpit. Something like that. But when I'm trying to be more sexy, I'll lead their hand. If it's someone I haven't slept with, I'll we'll be touching and kissing and stuff, and then I'll bring their hand down into my pants and up along my thigh, and I'll be how I can't eat tomatoes, well, I had one and this is what happened, and you know, rub their hand over like a swollen part or like one of the things that are under the skin, and like, this is what happens to me. It doesn't really hurt, or if it hurts, I say it's kind of tender or it hurts, but like, just wanted to let you know. That's a good way to let them know I'm having an outbreak or that there's a thing here, so that they're not surprised by bandages or lumps. But also, if you're like leading their hand and like feeling up on your skin, it's still like an invitation. It's like, just to let you know these things are here. I still want to play. I still want you to touch my body. But if you can feel that, you know, just like rub their hand along. If you have some like under the butt, you know, just I have a little bump here. This is what happens to me. You know, I told you I have that disease. This is what happens to me. This is what happens when I get these things. Because also, it's hard to explain HS. It's just like, I have this chronic pain thing. So that's also a way to be like, this is what the thing is. So bandages, make it look as pretty as possible. Clean it up as good as you can. And then, I don't know, get sexy with it. Lead their hand. Show them. If you bend over like you see that, that's okay. I don't know. I don't know about that. Now, when it comes to the gnarlier outbreaks, at that point, I just would not have sex, or I just wouldn't have any genital sex. And that's the thing. I think it's because I'm queer. I understand that sex doesn't just have to be this thing, you know, like sex can be many different things and you can enjoy many different things. So just because, you know, maybe the crotch is off limits doesn't mean that theirs is, doesn't mean that you can't explore other things or other ways to get off. Ever been tied up? Everyone should try it, you know, at least once in their life. Ever been slapped in the face? But yeah, having HS doesn't mean that you can't have a sex life. Also, I know it's easy to be hard on ourselves because we just see, I don't know, gross stuff come out of our bodies, and we have boils the size of golf balls, and it's easy to feel like this is ugly, this is not sexy, this is gross. But most people aren't gonna care, and if they do, they're just not for you. And then if you are the relationship type, it gets way easier. It gets way easier. You don't have to explain it. You can have sex without bandaging things. A lot of times I don't bandage up my armpits anymore, but towards the beginning I did, because, you know, if I'm in these kind of positions or like holding walls or like being tied up, you know, I just didn't want, drop my pre-roll. I just didn't want those areas exposed. But now that like I've been with someone for a while and they understand what happens to me, I don't always bandage up. But yeah, that's how I go about it, and that's how I talk to new partners about it. If you have any tips and tricks or stories about sex and HS, leave it in the comments. Let us know how you feel. If you take some of my advice, you know, let me know how it goes. I definitely recommend the leading the hand along the thighs, especially if you have thigh bumps like I do. They are so aggravating, but it's a sexy way to be like, I got lumps, but touch me. I guess. That's all for this video. I'm gonna go take some more naproxen and finish this. Hopefully I'm in remission soon, if I can just stop poisoning myself. That's all.